Hello and thanks for joining us for our late night newscast come to you from Arirang's news centre in Seoul. I'm Mark Broom. Our top story tonight, police in the German city of Munich say a man who shot dead 9 people in a shopping centre on Friday had no apparent links to the Islamic State militant group. They say the 18-year-old was born and raised in Munich and held both German and Iranian passports. Lee Ji-won starts us off.
Another terror attack has rocked Germany. This time, a shooting rampage by a man at a shopping district in Munich has killed at least 9 and injured 27, most of them teenagers. At just before 6 p.m. local time on Friday, 18-year-old Iranian immigrant Ali Sonboli opened fire in front of a McDonald's restaurant near a busy shopping mall. 16 people are still in hospital, including several children and 3 who are in critical condition. About 2.5 hours after the first gunshots rang out, the attacker was found dead near the mall with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his head. The Munich police chief and prosecutors held a press conference on Saturday to provide more details on the attacker after investigating his home and family. Although the attacker's motives are still unclear, he did not appear to have any political motivation, and there were no evidence directly linking him to ISIS. But the police did find documents on shooting sprees, an indication the attack was planned and premeditated. The police also found the attacker had been in psychiatric care and was treated for depression. The shooting rampage came just 4 days after an Afghan refugee who swore allegiance to ISIS injured more than 20 people in an axe attack on a train in southern Germany. Lee Ji-won, Arirang News.
Now, South Korea's top diplomat has vowed to stress the size and scope of North Korea's nuclear missile threats when he joins a series of meetings in Laos, led by the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Speaking to reporters prior to leaving for Vientiane, Foreign Minister Yoon Byung-se said he would emphasize the threat emanating from North Korea not only poses problems for the Korean Peninsula and Northeast Asia, but for the whole world. He added that he will encourage all countries to thoroughly implement UN Security Council resolutions on Pyongyang. The South Korean minister is scheduled to hold talks with his counterparts from China, Japan and the US during his time in Laos. Minister Yoon said he has no plans to hold talks with his North Korean counterpart. Now, North Korea is reportedly building a fortified structure on its eastern coast that appears to be 2 covered docks that could house bigger and better ballistic missile submarines. British-based IHS Jane's Defence Weekly says the base, located a couple of kilometres south of the port city of Sinpo, could be the biggest active military building project in the whole of North Korea. It says commercial satellite imagery shows construction could have started as long ago as 2009. Sinpo Port is where North Korea keeps its 2,000-ton submarine. The regime has test-fired numerous submarine-launched ballistic missiles from this submarine over the past several months. In the US, Hillary Clinton has named the Virginia Senator Tim Kaine as her running mate for the US presidential election in November. Political pundits say he's seen as a safe pair of hands who could appeal to independents and moderate Republicans. Clinton plans to make a formal announcement in Miami on Saturday. Clinton's Republican opponent, Donald Trump, has called Kaine the ultimate insider in a text message to his supporters. Trump's campaign has already dubbed him Corrupt Kaine. South Korea's finance chief is attending the G20 finance ministers and central bank governors meeting, which kicked off on this Saturday in the southwestern Chinese city of Chengdu. The meeting is one of the key ministerial level sessions before the G20 summit that will be held in China in September. And as it's the first time G20 policymakers have gathered since Britain's decision to leave the European Union, discussions have been focused on boosting international financial systems and policies. Seoul's finance minister, Yu Il-ho, is expected to hold bilateral talks with his Chinese counterpart and others during the 2-day meeting. Now, a South Korean weightlifter is going to get an Olympic medal some 8 years after competing at the 2008 Games in Beijing. Im Jyoung-hwa will get a bronze medal after the International Olympic Committee disqualified the silver medal-winning Turkish weightlifter for doping with an anabolic steroid. Shibel Ozkan, who placed second in the women's 48-kilogram class in Beijing, tested positive in recent results of a urine test sample. Bronze medalist Chen Weiling of Taiwan is set to be upgraded to silver. Now, summer vacation season is here in Korea, and more people are passing through Korea's main gateway, Incheon International Airport, as they head abroad on a summer vacation. 184,000 travellers were at the airport on Saturday, an increase of 12,000 from the same time last week. Most people were exiting the country, with a total of 96,000 departing on Saturday alone. Airport officials say they expect even more people to use the airport in the coming weeks. Now, new technology to survey the seas around Korea has been unveiled by the Korean government. It's an unmanned robot, and it's called Wave Glider, and it helps save manpower, but it has an economical and environmentally friendly perk to it as well. Our Hwang Ho-jun reports from Busan.
Monitoring and studying Korea's surrounding seas off its 3 coastlines 24/7 is near to impossible. But on Friday, the government introduced the Wave Glider, a robot made specifically to survey the seas around Korea as part of an initiative by the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries to start using robots for such tasks. The Wave Glider is the world's first hybrid wave and solar-powered unmanned ocean robot. But unlike conventional unmanned vehicles or drones, the Wave Glider runs solely on renewable energy. The solar panels provide electricity for sensors and communication systems, and the blade-like rudders convert waves into energy, creating a forward thrust to propel the robot. In other words, as long as it isn't impeded by humans or marine animals, the Wave Glider can collect and record data over a long duration of time without extra fuel supply and in varying sea states, as it literally glides along the surface of the ocean.
Its maintenance cost and the efficiency are the biggest merits of the Wave Glider. You don't have to worry about fuel costs, and because it's unmanned, you don't have to worry about labor costs.
Korea's maritime ministry will use the Wave Glider along with traditional oceanographic survey devices, such as aerial drones and a research ship, to collect a bathymetric survey near Ulleungdo Island in the East Sea next month. But because of its versatility, the Wave Glider can address a broader array of applications other than just topographic surveys, ranging from tsunami detections, seismic readings, monitoring marine life, and national defense.
The Wave Glider is currently collecting data of the submarine topography in real time just off the coast of Busan, just like it'll do off Ulleungdo Island next month. With the help of this robot vessel, experts expect a new era of Korean maritime power, monitoring, protecting, and raising awareness of what lies beneath Korea's waters. Hwang Ho-jun, Arirang News, Busan.
Well, it looks like very choppy waters out there off the coast of Busan. Now, moving on to our next story, Korea's so-called Kidult market is growing at a very rapid pace. Young at heart consumers are collecting childhood toys, participating in auctions, and even creating their own toy figures. Kim Mo-gyun reports.
Kidult is a relatively new term which describes those who are young at heart and comes from combining the words kid and adult. It refers to adults who buy and collect children's toys. At a recent art toy auction hosted by Seoul Auction, a total of 16 toy figures were sold to new owners. A figure from the popular Star Wars movie sold at the highest bid of $1,340. A Marilyn Monroe figure had the most bids and was eventually sold at $1,080.
Before, people who collect toy figures were viewed with a stereotype that they are pathetic and immature. But now, with the improved quality, this hobby is seen as collectible artworks rather than children's toys.
Later this month, another Kidult fair will be held with more than 100 people expected to take part. This time, participants will not only buy toys, but will also have the chance to create figures based on their own life story. Korea's Kidult market has been growing in recent years and is currently valued at around $600 million annually. Experts forecast that it will continue to grow in the coming years. Kim Mo-gyan, Arirang News.
Now finally we're going to take a look at the weather, and we may have some showers in store tonight across some parts of the central region. It is dry now though. It is a very warm and sticky night as well. The low is only going to drop to 24 degrees Celsius. Sunday will be sunny and hot nationwide with daytime highs in the low to mid 30s. With that, let's take a look at the weather around the world. Well, those are the stories we have for you at this hour. For more of the latest, don't forget to check out the website arirang.com/news. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend. Goodbye.